my first game ever. No, like seriously, in September 2005, my dad got me a mid-tier Pentium PC with a free 1024 by 768 office monitor that he might or might not have yoinked from his old employer. But I didn't just get a PC. See, he paid 400 Estonian crowns, which is around 31 euros after today's inflation rate, which was a lot of money at the time for an obviously pirated copy of GTA Vice City. My dad thought that I'd use the PC to study and every once in a while to play Vice City. Boy, was he wrong. And so it began. My entry to the world of video games. I couldn't speak English, I had no clue what the menu said, I had no clue what was even happening. I just drove around in cars, explored the scenery, and every once in a while also shot people. And that was my daily activity for years. I've guaranteed got at least 1,000 hours in Vice City, if not even like a 10,000? I don't know. I poked my head out of the gutter for one freaking second and fate shoveled shit in my face. Go get some sleep. What are you gonna do? I'll drop by our office tomorrow and we can start sorting this mess out. It's ridiculous how many times I've heard this intro. So, what's actually going on? Sonny Forelli, the head of the Forelli crime family, sends Tommy Vercetti, the protagonist, to Vice City after he got out of prison to make some drug money. Tommy's described as a person who's out of control, so this is described as a way to rein him in. The deal's ambushed and only 3 people survive the deal. Tommy, his washed-up lawyer Ken Rosenberg, and a third person from the other side of the deal. It's time to get our money back. We go into Ocean View Hotel, our first safe house, and call Sonny. Tommy tells Sonny about the failed deal and Sonny gives us some not-so-vague threats.
Look, Sonny, we were set up. The deal was an ambush. Harry and Lee are dead.
You better be kidding me, Tommy! Tell me you still got the money.
No, Sonny. I don't have the money.
That was my money, Tommy! My money! You better not be screwing me, Tommy, because you know I'm not a man to be screwed with!
Wait, Sonny. You have my personal assurance that I'm gonna get you your money back, and the drugs, and I'm gonna mail you the dicks of those responsible.
Hey, I already know that. You're not a fool, Tommy, but I warn you. Neither am I. If it was anybody else, you'd be dead already. But because it's you, because we got history, I'm gonna let you handle this.
Look, Sonny, you got my word.
I'll be in touch.
Time to meet some big shots in Vice City in hopes of tracking our drugs and money. We get a change of clothes, a change of vehicles, and go on a bloody yacht. Man, we're moving up in the world pretty fucking quickly now. Cortez offers his assistance, but in the meanwhile we have to drive his daughter, Mercedes, obviously named after the mega popular and extremely well-known cafe, the Mercedes Cafe in Luxembourg. She introduces us to some of the big shots in the town, most of whom we'll barely have contact with, and we take her to a strip club.
Will you be working for my father?
Maybe.
It's so difficult having a rich and powerful father. Vamos.
Yeah, undoubtedly. Vice City is from this time of very simplistic mission design. You were lucky to even get something as basic as a piece of dialogue.
See you around, handsome.
I'm sure you will. So, while we move on, let's quickly talk about the wanted system, which is one of the worst, but also one of the best things in the game, depending on your desires from Vice City. If you want to go on a rampage, then good news, the cops are relentless once you hit 2 stars. If you want to experience the story and don't want to immediately be chased into the doorsteps of hell, then this will be nothing more than a disruptive nuisance. 1 star and the cops might run towards you if they spot you. 2 stars, patrol cars will literally spawn in and chase you. 3 stars and you get nail strips to pop tires, a helicopter to chase you, and an even stronger response. Now 4 stars, you might as well be ready for a last stand. SWAT vans and the helicopters shoot now. 5 stars, sounds a bit of a weird escalation, but you'll have to deal with FBI agents. In their defense, they have some fast SUVs that just run you off the road with no sense of property damage. 6 stars and, well, you'll deal with the military. that's just the life in Vice City. Military is just ready to jump in at moment's notice. We meet Kent Paul, who's definitely an interesting character. A sleazebag who wants to hang out in a nightclub, do bitches and fuck drugs. Have you seen the movie Chef? I'm just asking since we're now gonna, like, murder a chef. We meet Lance, who was the third survivor of the ambush. We make a run from the chef syndicate and drive back to the hotel, though not before we visit a gun store. Let's talk about the driving quickly. It's responsive and extremely arcadey. It takes time to get used to it, but it's definitely very fun. However, often enough, cars have a tendency to oversteer if you use the handbrake, which is my exclusive way to make turns. Time to scare jurors. 1, 2. We meet Avery, who's a real estate developer. A real Texan oil baron cowboy type dude. We go and break up a protest. Avery's so impressed. In fact, that we're now directly doing jobs for him. First up, we've got to disguise ourselves as a golfer.
Nice ass, baby.
And we kill some dude. The simplicity of the missions remains from GTA 3. Usually a single objective, with missions taking up to 10 minutes to complete. The biggest improvements are just actual stories around them. Instead of getting a cutscene of a man saying, "Kill man," you actually get personality and reasons to do things. It's time to... It's the RC helicopter mission. Right, into the truck, move 4 bombs into the building, and just drop the bombs. 1, 2, 3, 4, bang! That's Avery's stuff done for now. Cortez wants our services. To be specific, he wants us to massacre a man named Gonzalez with a chainsaw. Okay. Well, we get to Gonzalez and honestly, fuck the chainsaw, I just shoot him. Next up, we meet a French guy, but then... well, whatever. Frenchie dies. Time for a mission that basically marks the end of Act 1 of the story. We go to a car park, get a gun, meet up with Lance, and go and defend a man named Ricardo Diaz. It's a deal with the Cubans and Diaz that goes wrong when the Haitians, another gang in the game, ambushes the deal. I live, dickheads! We've now unlocked the second island of the game, which in reality is just a half-circle small area where rich people live. Regardless, it's another step towards unlocking the full map. It's time for us to work for Diaz, who wants us to find a thief. We run across the rooftops and end by the base of another gang in the game. Back to Diaz and he's real angry. Ooh, anger, ooh, raw. Yeah, we go and fly Lance back to the base, do a glorified turret section, get dropped off, kill some dudes and the mission's done. I have a feeling that this gang had way more going for it, but it was cut at some point at development. I can't accept that they made a Diaz-sized island just to include a gang compound that will be effectively used in a single mission. That just can't be right, can it? They literally made the gang its own cars, it has its own paraphernalia like the teddy bear on the van, they introduce a new gun just for the gang's mission, and yet once the mission's done, the gang's out of the picture and other than 100 bullets, you won't be seeing the gang at all. Right, time to do what is probably the easiest mission of the game. We unlock the other main island, run to the dockyard and... Don't ask. And come back. This kind of emphasizes the mission design with Diaz. You have a pair of missions that might as well be one mission in reality. You set a thing up, then you do it. So you find a gang, then take it out. Now you steal a boat, then you use the boat to like... get drugs... I don't even know. See, this is a pretty nonsensical excuse to have a racing mission. At least with a racing mission, the boat would make sense. Pretend that there's some betting scheme or something. But whatever, we get the drugs and get into another turret section. Man, they're really going in with this new mechanic, huh? Back to the Colonel, and he wants us to... Wait, sorry, you're kidding me, right? Wait, let me check the footage. No, yeah, we're stealing a tank from a military convoy. As you do, you know? I remember loving this mission since it's really changed up the city drastically. Well, drastically since the only way to really change the game visually was to change the traffic, and what do you know, the streets are empty for the convoy and the convoy reacts to things that you do. Honestly, just a really fun, quick mission. It's very drastic and extreme, but whatever, it's fresh and just entertaining. Also, $2,000 for essentially just stealing millions of dollars of military tech during a convoy that's designed to defend it? Our boy Tommy selling himself short. Avery wants us to do a pretty fucking awful mission. We need to disguise ourselves as a gang member to infiltrate the funeral of a Haitian warlord. Unlike with the previous mission, I think this one's total garbage. I mean, it requires a lot of combat know-how, and yet, also, the game's just not built for this. Okay, might as well talk about it now. The gunplay's serviceable at the very best, and pretty garbage at worst. It's hit scanning at its most random, and there's just nothing really good about it. There's no true cover system, most decent guns force you to literally stand in place to use them. Enemies will either be total stormtroopers or Navy SEAL snipers, and in the end, while the game seems to go for missions that are man versus a 7-nation army, it's actually more like a man who can maybe take on 3 guys at once, if he's lucky, versus a 7-nation army. Of course, you can use cheats and just auto-aim at people, and yeah, that's what I'm calling it, a cheat. The game's made for the console, and it's obvious. You're meant to never have to aim, only to click a button and look at people die. This isn't built around real skill, and so the developers really assumed you'd be doing auto-aim for this. This isn't just aim assist either, something which I'm totally fine with. It's auto-aim. Literally. You get an automatically trailing symbol on a person, and you just shoot until the enemy's dead, only to be snapped to another person in a fraction of a second. This is probably the most controversial thing I can say as well, since most people play GTA games, especially the pre-HD Universe games, on a console like the PS2. Regardless, it must be said that not only did the PC players get the raw end of the deal with those games, they were also the only ones that had to use skill to beat the games. However, this isn't an argument of console players versus PC players and who are better. No, it's about the developers who were so short-sighted that they made obviously inferior versions of the games for both sides. One side gets a cookie-cutter shooter, while the other gets a clunky experience that wasn't even designed for them in the slightest. Not saying that Vice City PC is the Dark Souls of Miami-based Coke Sims, but it's just badly designed combat. Well, now that I've made sure this video gets downvoted by people knee-jerkingly reacting, let's move on. For some random reason, we get information that Lance has been kidnapped and he'll be dead in a matter of minutes. So let Bonnie Tyler play and let's say Lance. Fuck, Lance Vance Dance? Yeah. Lance is butthurt from his brother dying, and so he tried to go after Diaz before we were going to do it. Well, time to expedite our plans and go after Diaz. Right after we finish this mission and do whatever millions of things we might want to do in the meanwhile. Another single mission that's separated into 2 unnecessary halves. Well, we own Diaz's mansion now, adorably called the Vercetti Mansion now. For whatever reason, Avery's in our close-knit group of friends. I mean, don't get me wrong, Avery's a swell bloke and all, but he's basically just an employer to us. We start a gang war, we get money, we kill people who play golf, we get money. Suddenly he's here at our side to give us assistance? Yeah, right. Well, time to establish our presence by shooting up a mall and demanding protection money, while the shopkeepers yell, "My livelihood! Destroyed! My straw! My wonderful straw!" And "My beautiful window display!" The Colonel wants to sail for calmer waters, and we battle the French and let our friends leave. Time to expand our protection racket by taking on an actual security company. Alrighty then. Some dude named Mike fucked up torching a coffee shop, so we go with Lance to finish the job. So we need to dress up as cops. To do that, we need to get the attention of 2 officers of the law. This would be easier if Lance didn't overreact to every small aggression. Another mission that changes the traffic. I love it. I know, sometimes I'm really easily impressed. Now it's time to impress Danny Trejo, who's the leader of the Cubans, who are the enemies of the Haitians. Remember, we might have started a small war, so now we're helping out whoever pays the most, though mainly the Cubans. So to start off, we have to do a boat time trial. Fucking hell. Okay, time to talk about the boats and how they suck. So they control terribly, they're boring to drive, and since Tommy swims like the Elon Musk deer, water's also the most annoying hazard thanks to the limited movement controls. Like with Saints Row 2, boats aren't about being a new mode of travel, and they're more of a way to get out of water instead. So to drive to the shore, to get to a dock, you're not meant to spend time on boats any more than is required by admission, which is fine in and of itself, but then why even at them? Because it's Miami and, like, you need to use the water or something? Cubans are in a scuffle with the Haitians and they've driven them to one of their compounds. So, time to lay siege. We steal their drugs and go home. Time to disrupt the Haitian drug deal. Ignore my death. For some reason I get drugged by a Haitian grandmother and I commit some general atrocities like stealing briefcases, flying toy planes, and sniping Cubans. It's time for the penultimate plan. Blow up the Haitian compound. So, another siege, some bombs get laid and... Really, I fail because I'm not far enough. Fucking hell. So now that we've finished the gang war, taken over a criminal empire, helped international terrorists, worked for a real estate mogul, and killed a gang of chefs, we need to become groupies for a rock band. Wonderful. Okay, jokes aside, Love Fist's missions are fucking great. We do some stuff for them, mainly trying to take out some nutbag who tries to kill them. Love Fist is gonna burn!
Love Fist ruined my life!
We impress a biker gang to provide security to a single concert. Yes, that makes sense. And do a mission where we have to reenact the movie Speed, just with 4 high and drunk Scottish band members. What a fucking riot.
Hey Tommy, stick the tape on!
Love Fist, your time polluting the airwaves is over. I gave you the chance to be friends. Well, now I'm giving you the chance to die. You try and slow down, your limousine will explode, along with your big airy asses.
Okay, so this is where the game really diverts from the generic GTA fare of going through missions. We need to buy businesses, in this case they're called assets. We need to do at least 3 assets, plus 1 specific asset, and then we get to the ending. Surprisingly non-linear for a GTA game. So let's start with a classy indie art studio. Yeah, it's pretty unremarkable. We distribute flyers, discredit an anti-adult industry governor, and race across the rooftops to display porn on a building. After every asset, you also get a money icon, where you can collect the funds that the asset generates over time. Good, since you won't be making the money back from doing the missions alone. We buy a cab company, which also has some refreshingly fun missions. The highlight is going to be the last mission that has you literally fight in a warehouse parking lot with other cabs, only to face the zebra cab, which tries to kill you. Fun fact, it took me 12 minutes to do all the missions for this asset. We buy a dockyard, well, the dockyard that we stole the boat from before, get forced into another boat racing mission, and then the asset's done. Alright, this feels very half-baked. Time to buy probably the most free-form asset, the Sunshine Autos. A car dealership that just wants you to steal specific models of cars. Easy enough, right? Well, turns out the game fucks around a little bit. So you get a set of car models that you have to get. So let's say you need an Idaho. Well, suddenly it's nowhere to be found. Is it just us noticing it more and therefore thinking that it's the game fucking us over? No, it's literally the game just lowering spawn rates. Cheeky bastard. There are also races that you can do, which are extremely good ways to make money. Especially the last one. Time to buy the Printworks. We raid a ship for information, then do another mission where we steal some counterfeit plates to print money. Let's buy the Malibu Club. We're planning a bank heist. Fuck yeah, GTA 5 is obsolete now that we have this. We break a safecracker out of jail, impress a crazy gun nut, and race in a mission that took the 4th place in what culture's 10 worst GTA missions that almost made you stop playing video, and then the third place in GameRanks' illustrious 10 hardest GTA missions we all hated, yet somehow avoided getting a place in the legendary top 10 hardest Grand Theft Auto missions by WatchMojo. Kinda odd to see WatchMojo to be the one that copies the least from others. Fucking hell. Okay, the bank heist. Right, so, we like robbed the bank. I mean, it's barely a bank heist. It's more like walking around a bank than going home. That's fine though. Whatever. Next mission. Printworks Luigi was attacked, and it's time to get payback. Our money stolen from our assets, and yeah, we can't let that happen. Mafia's taxing us. What the hell? Okay, so I guess it's time to... Wait, shit, this is the last mission. So Sonny wants the money back, but we ain't giving it. We're standing up with Ken and Lance?
Isn't that right, Lance?
Sorry, Tommy, this is Vice City. This is business.
You sold us out.
No, I sold you out, Tommy. I sold you out.
Time to go and kick some ass. First Lance, bang! Second Sonny, bang! Damn. It's fucking done. See, despite all the faults I listed, I still love the game to bits. It's my childhood after all. The soundtrack and radio stations are still great to this day. In fact, they've aged so wonderfully now. Maybe I should start another playthrough.
What does it look like?
Huh. Thanks for watching. Happy decade, y'all. I don't want to pester you too much, but if you like the video, then hit the like button. It legit helps a lot, especially with a small fish like me. I'd love to hear what you thought of Vice City and the video itself. Did I miss anything? Let me know, because odds are there's something vital missing. Bye.